I'm Mark. This is my December review for Sagittarius Sun sign and Sagittarius rising. We start this month with Neptune turning direct. This is on the 1st of December. And if you remember, we spoke about Neptune back in June when he went retrograde. And if you've worked with the energy in that time, you'll now reap the benefits when he goes forward. If you have any planets on the same degree, that's 20 degrees of Sagittarius, or if your Sun is around that area, this is going to affect you quite intensely. Also, the other signs, Gemini, Pisces and Virgo, if you've got planets at that area as well, then again this will affect you quite intensely. Now, the lesson that we hopefully have learned with Neptune in retrograde motion was to develop truthfulness and sincerity within the home and family areas, and also to bring in spirituality into your life. And if you've worked with that while Neptune's been retrograde over the past few months, then you'll start reaping the benefit of that now. You should be all fired up this month because you have the Sun in your sign in the first house, and you also have Mars moving into your sign this month as well, so it'll give you a lot of fire energy. And it's all happening in the first house, which is ruled by Aries, which is another fire sign. So this is a time to really get to grips with things. This is a time also with the new moon in your sign on the 4th in the first house. This is a good time to reinvent yourself. It's a good time to change things. This is a time of rapid change and quick learning. So you need to make the most of this and make some changes either about your appearance or your personality, so you kind of reinvent yourself in some way. This new moon as well in the first house is also about trying something different. You know, trying something that maybe you wouldn't have done before. Take a little risk, push the boundaries, think big, and really make an impact now. Mars makes 2 aspects on the 5th and 6th, and he's still in that 12th house. He's right at the end of the 12th house, so it could be a good time to work behind the scenes. And certainly with the first aspect with Pluto, this is great to work with other people and combine your skills and efforts. And it could be that finances are affected by this aspect as well, because Pluto's in that 2nd house. Then on the 6th there's a square to Jupiter. Again, this is good energy. This is in the 3rd house, so it's good for mental energy. Putting the physical side in with the mental side to make things happen with the Jupiter being in that 3rd house. Now it's also going to be a change on the 13th when Mars moves into the 1st house, and things will speed up then, and things will be more out in the open. On the 7th, there could be a little dip in your energy because the Sun makes an opposition to the Black Moon Lilith in the 7th house. And also it could be that someone you know makes a comment or remark that just kind of gets to you a bit. But try not to let that happen. Don't let it put you off your plans. But the positive side of the Sun making this aspect is that it will illuminate things. So it may be that you'll be able to see things clearly, and then maybe you need to just alter direction or change your outlook on things just ever so slightly. Then on the 9th we have a very intense coming together of Venus and Pluto. This is in your 2nd house, so it could be intense desire for a person, it could be a possession, or it could be money, it could be any one of those, but there will be this intensity that you need to have this thing all to yourself. There is a possessiveness with this aspect as well, and also sometimes jealousy can come up. Now this aspect's going to happen again, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. If Venus and Pluto come together twice more, this is because Venus goes retrograde on the 18th. This is a period when you can work with Venus for 6 weeks. And this is all to do with the 2nd house. So it's about developing a proper and true value system. You know, you've got to realise what is important in life and what isn't. It's a good time to understand this now. Venus will obviously pass back over Pluto later on this month in retrograde motion, but then she will pass forward again beginning of March, the 3rd of March. So there's a lot of time to work with this and to understand this aspect and the intensity of it, and try and find out what it is you really do put your value in. Two aspects on the 11th. Might be a good day to just take a day off, because the first aspect, which is between the Sun and Neptune, a square, will make your energy levels quite low. It'll bring you down a little bit, and you're best not to schedule anything too energetic. Just take a day off, really. The other aspect is more of a mental one, because Mercury makes an aspect to Jupiter's in the 3rd house. This is a good time to communicate, and both these aspects, it's a good day to look at the philosophical side of life, or the spiritual side of life, and just chill out, basically. Take some time to investigate things that you enjoy. On the 13th, Mars moves into your sign, gives you a real boost of energy, but immediately makes a conjunction with the South Node on the 14th. Now this also means it will be in opposition to the North Node. So when the nodes are active, it's a balancing act that's needed. And it may be that you feel that you've been pulled in two directions, maybe the past and the future, or maybe your needs and the needs of others, because it's across your 1st and 7th house. So you need to balance this and make sure you do a lot of what you want to do, but also consider the needs of others, and perhaps try and factor that in so that you do things for them as well. Then on the 16th, we have that large aspect that's been running all year, the biggest aspect of the year, Saturn square Uranus into orb again. This is the last time. It's been going since January, and we spoke about it twice before. This is where you have Uranus, the need for change, and there's a rebelliousness that comes with it, up against Saturn, who is the structure and organisation that we have. Now, unless you've got planets that are between 10 and 14 degrees of Taurus, this is not going to affect you too personally, but it does affect us all in a way, and you can see in the news stories around that there's a lot of rebelliousness and a lot of change needed. But what we need is creative change. We need people to harness the uniqueness and the inventiveness of Uranus and come up with changes that can be made to the structure of Saturn in a controlled manner. On the 19th, we have a full moon. The full moon's in your opposite sign of Gemini, so this will affect you greatly as well. But the focus changes now. It's not so much on you, it's more on other people. And it could be that now is the time to learn and understand about others and how they feel. This is a good time to bring together the thinking and the intellect with the feeling side. And it's also good for getting in touch with not only your needs but the needs of others, so that you can work alongside others and help other people. This can be a great time to deepen a love relationship, or expand a partnership. Now there's also a positive aspect between the Sun and Jupiter on the day, your ruler. So this is a very beneficial day for you. This could bring you a lot of positive energy that you can direct in the right area. It will be very useful, and you can achieve a lot. Also, there's an aspect between Mercury and Chiron, so you can voice yourself, you can express yourself in a very easy manner. This will help you to negotiate and talk to others as well. So there's a lot of activity around this full moon for you, and it's a good time to realise that there are other things in life. There are things that you need to focus on, that not just about you. Other people have tremendous value and input as well. On the 20th, you could have some fantastic discoveries while going about your daily business or your daily routines, because Mercury makes an aspect to Uranus in the 6th house. It's also a good day that you may meet different people, unusual people that will be interesting, and you'll be able to get a lot out of. And it could turn out that by the end of the day that you've come up with a solution to an old problem that maybe you've looked at now in a different light. Then on the 24th, It's a very creative day because Mars makes a positive aspect to Chiron in the 5th house of creativity. So this is a time when you can put the physical energy into creating something that's quite worthwhile. With this aspect, you can overcome past difficulties or any past fears or wounds you have. You can overcome these to create something good now. On the 26th, it's not a day for doing anything too boisterous or too energetic. Mercury makes an aspect to Neptune. It's in the 4th house of the home area, so it's a good day to be at home and to relax and to listen to music or to write some poetry, do some meditation or some kind of spiritual pursuit. This will be great for your mind. Then on the 28th, it is a time to do physical and detailed work because Mars makes an aspect to Saturn in the 3rd house. This is a great time to get organised. You've got 4 days of pure energy here to get a lot done, so make the most of it. On the 29th, Mercury comes into contact with Venus, who's obviously going retrograde now. So this is a time when you can get insight into any relationship issues, and also it's all about looking at your values as well, we mentioned earlier. So you can get insight now, and you can see patterns in your experiences or your behaviour so that you can make corrections of these. So it's a great day for looking at those type of things. We have the Sun making a square to Chiron on this day, so this is another day when you have to overcome any past fears or worries to proceed. And then the third aspect on this busy day is between Jupiter and the Moon's nose. Jupiter's bang in the middle, so it's square both nodes. And we talked about the nodes when Mars was contacting South Node. This is another opportunity to balance your needs against the needs of others, and to make sure that your relationships run evenly and smoothly. Then to finish the month, we have an aspect between the Sun and Uranus, as the same as Mercury a few days ago. But the Sun in the 2nd house is now in Capricorn. He's left your sign of Sagittarius, so there may be new discoveries about your financial affairs or your financial patterns, or to do with your daily work and routines. There could be some interesting discoveries. You could learn about yourself as well with this aspect. Now the exciting thing is it's also a day when you could again meet different people, and it was a good day to try anything new experiences that maybe will expand your mind. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you. And happy birthday to all you Sagittarian sun signs.